afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, September 7th. Looking at window traders, market profile of the ESNQ. So, again, I had a good day today, but I can tell you what, my P&L doesn't reflect on how I see the market, I think. You know, I take a lot of pride in it, and especially late today in NQ, in M period, we saw that what was coming. We'll go over that in a minute. But anyway, so what did the market do today? The market tried to go down. We did gap again. The gap got filled. So yesterday's gap held. So 9 out of 34 downside gaps have held. That's only 26.5%. We took out both sides of the IB. That's 32.2. We've done that percent. We attempted, believe it or not, to go trend up, which failed briefly. I forget which time frame. So only 34.7% of upside trend days have held. NQ had a gap that they filled literally at 350 on the 350 ALGO when it popped up. And I'm not surprised by that. We were talking about that possibly happening. I was shocked the gap didn't get filled prior to that. They kept trying. ES, now when you keep fading new highs, now that's a trade that I like to take. I didn't take, again, I saw the market well, but I had a good day, made 7.5 points in ES, I made 56 in NQ, but there's no doubt they could have had a lot more. Could have faded each and every new high here and done well. And the trade I really wanted was, I told the room, when M period, even when M period was trading down early in M, I said I still think the odds of filling the gap are good. Even though they had lower value, they were down over 1% a good part of the day. They kept raising volume, VPOC. They kept raising TPO. They had an afternoon pullback low. I'm like, I still think the odds are good to get that gap. What I should have done, because what I also said was, they'll fill the gap, because that's a target. Now, ES didn't have a target. ES's target was the gap fill. They didn't really have anything to search for after that. They weren't going up to get the overnight high or the upper end of the lower distribution. So they had a target, but I said they're going to get that target and come right back in. I should have had a short sitting right there at the gap fill. I would have made 20 points literally in less than a minute. So even on a one lot, that would have been another $400. Again, it's not about my P&L in this trading room. It's about telling you what's happening with the market and why it's happening, so you can decide if you want to take those trades or not. So again, that's why I would love for more people to join us in this room, because that's the key. Another key, I kept telling people, you'd be out of your mind to keep buying these new highs. Until they prove they can go trend and hold trend, they're going to keep backing off. And that's what they did. How many people do you think got absolutely annihilated with each new high today? Just buying it, looking for a breakout, and it kept coming in. I bet you a lot. Okay, because most uneducated traders are FOMO traders and momentum buyers, or they think they're momentum buyers. They have no idea what that means. And they keep buying these highs only to get stopped out constantly. Educated traders would know, especially on a day like today with the lower value, the overnight low, even though we were raising volume, POC, and TPO, yeah, we're making new highs, but you should be looking to fade them rather than to get long at them. So, again, so an A period, made small on a short in ES with the gap. I had a really good trade in NQ. That's where I made 32 points out of my 56 on a short against the 144 in A period. When it went down, I tried to get short to get the overnight low, and the order didn't take. So that really frustrated me. That would have been a really nice one. And for whatever reason, the order didn't take. And then when we rallied back, took a short and made 32 points on that. Made small on the short in ES to go get the IB low. I said I'm not staying married to that because they were going to have to prove they can go trend down. The sellers, after filling the gap, I didn't know if they had it in them. Obviously they didn't, so I'm glad I took that off. And then in C period, I took a short when they ripped up, saying I don't think they're going to hold trend. I'm like, we're not going to go from with the value low, and I said I don't think they would go trend and hold it right away, and they didn't. So I made nice on that trade in NQ. And then again in E period, I did the short in the ES saying they're not going to have single prints. H period, I got long, thinking that would be the afternoon pullback low. Made some money on it in ES. K turned out to be our afternoon pullback low. And then again, I tried longs in NQ and I did okay. K, I initially lost 8 points on one. It came in, I took it off and then got back in and got those points back. So again, I had a good day, but two things I didn't capitalize on. One in ES, I did not fade these highs enough at all, actually. So I could have made easily 2 to 4 points on each new fade. And in that trade, I don't generally trade late in the day, but I had a real strong feeling that they were just going to get that gap and come right back in. So I should have had a short there. So anyway, no complaints, my friends, as we head into Friday. As far as our destinations, today's high is 445.55. Our downside, we have a 10 wide at 444.57. Afternoon pullback at 444.10, and today's low 442.75. In ES, we have 10 wide at 52.50. The afternoon pullback is 47.75. Today's low is 34.25, which is weak against the 9 wide POC we got today. And the upside is 63. Now, we did price probe, but like I said, I want 40 to 50 cents minimum above the previous high to use. We didn't get that, so I'm not using J's high, just so you know. Excuse me. And then on the chart, so we have 1 day to go in the week. It's an inside week right now. We have an inside week, NQ and triple Qs have an inside week. The problem with these inside weeks come with the ES, and this is why I look at ES's and SPY's charts rather than ES. I'm rolling over on Monday, okay? There's a big premium in it. So SPY might have an inside week, but I don't back adjust, which would mean NQ would have a big gap next week above the inside week, which wouldn't really, to me, be a valid gap. That's why I use it as a rollover gap, but I'm not going to use the charts to look at it. SPY's charts, even with the dividend, which happens next Friday, is a lot cleaner to me. So we're basically balanced on the weekly with the inside week, balance on the monthly. The daily is firmly down. Now, we closed above the 20 in SPY, below the 50. ES's 20 was at 55.50, so we battled that all day long, back and forth through it. Again, volume not heavy at all, only 67 million shares. So 2 days in a row, sellers have tried, but not really good volume or anything. They're still in control. They don't lose control until we take out a daily high, and then we come back to balance. Right now, sellers are in control, and that gap above is still my main focus. Hope you had a good day trading. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to this channel. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. I don't understand how for $30 a month you don't come and see what we offer. And have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.